Hello, Radiant Soul. Welcome to episode 2 of Soul Transmission. I'm Lorani, and on this mini podcast, I share channeled messages, soul wisdom, and practical guidance for your mind, body, and soul. As always, I'll be channeling a message for today's episode by pulling a tarot card to see what the universe wants us to focus on today. So, to get started, the card I pulled is the Six of Wands. I love the Six of Wands. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. I'd say it's probably top 5 for me. I love that the card's message is victory, success, celebration, joy, accomplishment, triumph. I mean, all the good things. What's not to love, right? If you're not familiar with this card, what you see is almost like a celebratory scene. It is a person on a horse, and the horse is dressed with this like cape, I want to say, and the person is carrying a big wand, and on the top of the wand is this laurel wreath, which is a wreath of success and victory. Behind the person, so in the background of the image, you see other people, and they're also holding up these wands, and it's a really celebratory scene. It's almost like someone has arrived. Maybe they've come home from battle, and or they've returned from a long journey, and those around the person are celebrating them. The other thing about this card is that, with all wands in tarot, they represent fire and action. And with that, we get the fire signs. So that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And these are all of the extroverted signs, if you will. They're the go-getter signs of the zodiac. They're the action seekers and action takers. A fire sign is not afraid to go after what they want, and they're not afraid to celebrate their success, and they're not afraid to show it off to the world. And that's not a bad thing, right? I think it shows feeling very confident and proud. And that's part of the message of this card, to help ourselves or to help see ourselves in that light. I think it's also asking us if we are feeling this way, if we're feeling celebratory and successful. And I love that this card is coming up at this time of year. It is mid-year as I'm recording this. Um, it is a really good time to check in with yourself if you've set any yearly goals. The midpoint of the year is a great time to re-strategize if you need to, or course correct. And also, if you have met any goals and if you feel like you're on the right path, it's a great time to celebrate yourself and to be like a fire sign, right? And put that out there and let people know how you're feeling, and let others celebrate you as well, which is so important. So I think this card is bringing up a lot. I think it's bringing up some questions. How am I feeling right now? Am I feeling like I'm on the right track? Am I feeling successful? If not, what do I need to do to get back on track? And also, I think it might bring up some triggers for some people. And I think this is part of the card itself, actually. You see in this image, there's like, you can see two people very clearly in the image. They're in the background, and then you kind of see half of another person. But of the two people you see on the card, one of them has this like really weird expression, and it's a little girl. And at least that's how it's depicted in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. Um, she's almost like giving the person a side eye, like the person that's coming in on the horse. She's giving the person a bit of a side eye. And actually, there's another person on the card that is facing away from the person arriving at this homecoming celebration. So I think this card can also bring up the flip side of all of these positive feelings. It can also bring up some shadow aspects. So Carl Jung described the shadow as repressed desires and aspirations that we have. They're also repressed parts of our personalities that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to acknowledge. And these are all very human traits: um, jealousy, bitterness, resentment, self doubt, right? Or pessimism. These are feelings we often want to hide or not acknowledge. And a card like this and these types of positive feelings can bring that up for some people, especially if they're not feeling that way, right? So this is a good opportunity also to check in with triggers. If you're not feeling particularly happy for somebody else's success, or if you're feeling doubtful of your own success, I think this card can bring up those questions that are great to acknowledge and meditate on and even journal about, because that is the way to work through the shadow. That's the best way to bring what's been unconsciously held into the conscious, right? Into conscious awareness, so that you can embrace it and integrate it, and not feel, shame or any of those negative feelings, right? You're embracing it, and therefore you're overcoming it. So I love that this card can take us into really deep realms and deeper parts of ourselves. It's asking us to check in, to see how we're feeling about ourselves or our path. Um, and it's also asking us to see if we're experiencing shadows or shadow aspects or blocks towards success. So if you are feeling off track, this could be a really good time to really re strategize and think about how you want to move forward. If you are struggling with feeling the positive aspects of this card, one of my favorite practices is to list a few things about yourself that you're proud of. So this is similar to a gratitude practice, where you're creating a daily list of things that you are, well, in this case, things that you are proud of yourself for, right? So little things, big things, small wins, big accomplishments. The point is to strengthen your self confidence. The point is to celebrate yourself. Because if you can't celebrate yourself, do you think other people will celebrate you? So, something to ponder and think about. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself and being proud of your hard work and your journey. So I think this is today's message, brought to you by the Six of Wands. And I'll leave you with an affirmation that goes with the energy of this card, something you can integrate into your daily practice, or something you can say to yourself first thing in the morning when you wake up, or maybe at the end of your day. So today's affirmation is: I'm worthy of success and I celebrate my wins. I am worthy of success and I celebrate my wins. So I hope that this message serves you and that it found you right when you needed to hear it. And I hope that you'll join me next time for the next episode of Soul Transmission. Take care. Bye.